Have you ever wondered what happens when your eyes finally close at night? When your mind begins to drift, your heart loosens its grip on the day, and your body surrenders to exhaustion? We often think sleep is simply the end of our day, but spiritually, it is the beginning of something sacred. Because while you sleep, God does not. When you rest, he rises. When your thoughts become quiet, heaven becomes active. While you are unaware, unguarded, and vulnerable, God steps into battles you didn't even know were forming. There are fights you survived without lifting a finger. There are storms you never saw because God calmed them before they reached your life. And there are dangers that were erased from your path while you were dreaming. Some of the greatest miracles God performs happen in silence and darkness, in moments you'll never remember. Think about this. You have no idea how many things were headed your way: accidents, betrayals, heartbreaks, spiritual attacks, emotional breakdowns that God intercepted before you even opened your eyes the next morning. You didn't feel the impact because he absorbed it. You didn't see the enemy because God stood between you and the blow. You didn't panic because the storm he stopped never made it to your door. We sometimes thank God for the blessings we can see, but we forget to thank him for the tragedies we never had to face. Every night when you fall asleep, your strength shuts down. Your awareness shuts down. Your ability to protect yourself shuts down. But God doesn't shut down with you. He doesn't step away. He doesn't check out. He watches you. He covers you. He guards every corner of your life. Even when you forget to pray before bed, he still stands by your side. Even when you're too tired to speak to him, he still speaks on your behalf. Even when you feel unworthy or far from him, he still fights for you, because protection is not given to the perfect, but to the loved. And you are deeply, fully, endlessly loved. Some of the hardest battles in your life happen when you are at your weakest, not when you're re-awake and ready, but when you're exhausted, overwhelmed, and emotionally drained. The enemy loves to attack tired hearts. He loves to whisper lies into minds that have no energy left to resist. But that is exactly when God steps in with the most fierce, silent, unstoppable protection. On the nights when you cry yourself to sleep, God fights. On the nights you feel empty, God fights. On the nights when you are too broken to pray, God fights. He stands over your life like a shield and says, "Not this one. Not tonight. Not ever." You may not realize this, but some mornings you wake up with peace that has no logical explanation. You wake up calmer than you were the night before. You wake up with a sense of clarity or a tiny spark of hope or a strange feeling that something shifted inside you. That's not luck. That's not coincidence. That is the after effect of a spiritual battle that God already won. You are feeling the result of a victory you weren't awake to witness. God stepped into the atmosphere of your room, cleared the storm, silenced the enemy, and restored something inside you while your body rested and your spirit was quiet. Every night while you sleep, God is rearranging things in your life. He is shifting what needs to be shifted, closing doors that would have harmed you, protecting you from people he knows aren't meant to be part of your story. He is aligning opportunities, correcting paths, blocking dangers, exposing hidden motives, and placing blessings exactly where burdens were meant to sit. You may think nothing is happening, but spiritually, every night is a construction site. God is building, moving, protecting, and preparing things you will walk into the next morning without even realizing preparation happened. One of the most intense battles God fights for you in the night is the battle over your mind. This is why you often feel mentally attacked when you're tired. The enemy whispers lies when you're vulnerable. He plants fear. He plants insecurity. He stirs old wounds. He magnifies your loneliness. He exaggerates your mistakes. But while your body sleeps, God speaks directly to your spirit. He tells you truth your conscious mind didn't have the strength to receive. That's why you sometimes wake up feeling lighter, as if a weight lifted. That's why you wake up with a new idea, a new courage, or a different perspective. God resets what the enemy tried to distort. And sometimes God speaks to you through dreams. Not all dreams are random. Some are warnings. Some are confirmations. Some are reminders. Some are spiritual visitations. Some are healing moments disguised as imagination. Dreams are one of the ways God bypasses your busy thoughts and speaks directly to the deepest parts of your heart. He shows you things you need to pay attention to. He prepares you for things coming ahead. He reveals truth you wouldn't notice while awake. One day, when you are in heaven, you will see a list of battles that never reached your life. You will see how many disasters were prevented, how many heartbreaks were avoided, how many accidents were stopped, how many spiritual attacks were dissolved before you even felt them. You will see that your survival was never an accident. Your progress was not luck. Your protection was not randomness. It was God, always God, fighting in places you couldn't see, at hours you weren't awake, in ways your mind cannot fully comprehend. You are not alive today because life was gentle with you. You are alive because God has been fierce in his protection. You are not stable today because the enemy never targeted you. You are stable because God never stepped aside. You are here, breathing, healing, becoming stronger, because God stood guard over you in moments you never knew were dangerous. So tonight, when you lay down to sleep, let your heart rest. You don't have to fear the unknown. You don't have to worry about tomorrow. You don't have to stay awake stressing over what you can't control. God is already there. God is already watching. God is already fighting. The same God who kept you safe last night will keep you safe tonight. The same God who carried you through the battles you never saw will carry you through the battles ahead. You don't need to understand everything. You don't need to see everything. You don't need to fight everything. Just rest, because while you sleep, heaven is protecting you, defending you, covering you, and winning battles you will never have to face.